In the midst of the town, Stella is sitting on a bench, wondering how to present her master Milim with a delicious meal. After thinking for a while, she decided to learn how to cook, because after she came to this town, all she did was eat. Captivated by its taste, she wanted to learn how to cook. Then she went to some places to learn how to cook, but to her fortune, all the places rejected her. While searching for the next place to learn how to cook, people were making noises while gathering. Stella asked about what was going on here. They told her about Rimuru's return from Dwarf Country. They all here for greeting him. She was amazed after learning that this country's leader was Slime, and was also able to befriend King Gazuru, an imposing figure. Also, she learned that Rimuru was also friends with Milim, who was her master. After hearing that, she was shocked. How can a mere slime be able to be friends with the ancient demon lord? Then she attempted to see him, but due to the large crowd blocking her way, she wasn't able to see him. She was frustrated about not being able to see Rimuru. Then she found the rooftop, where she could see the surrounding area without disturbance. When she attempted to reach the roof, Foss suddenly appeared behind her and warned her about the consequences of such suspicious behavior. It was thanks to her previous experience. Stella was shocked by the sudden appearance of Foss and tried to move away from her to pay her respects to the leader of this country. Then she explained to Foss what happened when she attempted to learn cooking from previous shops. All are rejecting her. After hearing her story, Foss wanted to help her. Then they went to some place in the market to learn how to cook. It was Goichi's shop. To Stella's fortune, it turned out that Goichi's shop needs some additional members for help. That's why Foss wanted to introduce Stella to them to help them learn how to cook. Then Stella intruded herself and told them, do not expect from her to teach how to cook. After hearing that, Goichi and his helpers were confused about this girl's behavior. But Foss assured them that she was not a bad girl. Then Stella bought some vegetables to cook. Goichi curiously asked her about what she was going to cook with those ingredients. She confidently said it was nothing. Also, she said the best feast was to have food in its raw form. But when she learned that cooking was even more wonderful, she was curious about that and wanted to learn how to cook. Then, Goichi handed her a potato for peeling. She asked him, can't it eat with skin? Goichi explained that a food not only needs good taste, but is also important for its appearance, smell, and texture. Also, he explained, some dishes are better with skin, but some without it. Stella was amazed by this. Cooking is not as easy as she thinks. Then Goichi peels the potato using a tool. She was moved by his explanation. Then he started peeling the potato. She was surprised at how easily he was able to peel the potato. He explained it was created by Rimuru for cooking. She was wondering if a country's leader went out of his way to create a tool like this. While she is thinking, one of Goichi's assistants called him to check on the purchase they made. Then he left the place, entrusting the peeling the potato to Stella. Also, he warned her to don't touch anything other than a potato. After that, while she was peeling, a voice called for Goichi. It was Rimuru. He came here to eat something. After seeing her, he was shocked and asked, who is she? Then Stella asked him, who is he? Then Rimuru said he was acquaintance with Goichi and asked where he was. She explained that he went out to take care of some business, so he won't come back for a while. After hearing that, he was disappointed. After understanding that, he went to the kitchen and prepared his own meal. Stella warned him, don't touch anything you want, but Rimuru reassured her that it wouldn't be a problem. Then he prepared the ingredients for cooking and started cooking. After seeing his cooking style, Stella was impressed. While wondering, was that finished? He mentioned that he still needs to add some touch-ups. Then he started to slice the potatoes and fry them in oil, and finally, ready for a delicious burger and fried potatoes. She was captivated by his cooking and got into his flow and his handling style while cooking. But he mentioned that he got some cheating skills for cooking. She asked, is that an expert skill? But Rimuru mentioned that it was not that much of a deal, and she started to price him for his cooking style. After hearing that, Rimuru was embarrassed by her compliment. Then suddenly, she grabbed his hand and asked him to teach her how to cook. She was very desperate to learn cooking and offer some delicious meals for her master. If she could eat this kind of cuisine from this city, Milim would be very delighted. While both talking, Goichi entered the scene and asked Stella about peeling potatoes, despite not knowing the presence of Rimuru. After seeing him, he was shocked, and Stella learned that the person with whom she was talking was Rimuru, this country's leader. With the confusion, she asked, "Isn't the leader slime?" Then Rimuru transformed his original form, to her surprise, and Rimuru asked Goichi to use to learn to cook. Goichi accepted his request and allowed her to work in his shop. After hearing this, Stella was surprised that she got accepted without much work or testing. Then Rimuru was congratulated for her new job, and Stella thanked him for his help and assured him that she would do her best. In her mind, she was glad that her master, Milim, and Rimuru were true friends, and this place was very good, and promised in her mind that she'd definitely learn some delicious cuisine and present it to her master. On a pleasant morning patrol, Foss couldn't hide her eagerness for how a country with many races can live peacefully without any conflicts. If it were her country, there would be fights starting early in the morning. While thinking that a report came from a resident about an intruder in the textile shop, they asked Kibitai's help to solve the problem. It's Foss and Gobuemon were the ones closest, so they quickly went to the place where the intruders were. Upon arriving at the textiles, Foss was wondering what kind of insolent person would invade such a peaceful country. But to her surprise, it's Nemu, one of her friends, whom she met at the restaurant not long ago. After seeing Foss, Nemu was called by her with a bright smile, but Gobumon was furious and asked Foss about did she know that Harpy? Then Foss explained that she met her once at the restaurant and treated her to a meal, and Nemu complimented that the food Foss bought for her was delicious. And Foss asked Nemu, "What is she doing here?" Then she explained that she was sleeping here wrapped in these clothes. The texture of the clothing is so slick and soft, it can make an amazing bed, so she can sleep in all sorts of places. Foss was thinking that if she was Harpy, then she would definitely come here on orders from Demon Lord Frey. But suddenly, a person appeared from behind Nemu and thanked her for praising the merchandise. It was Shuna. After seeing through the cloth material, it was in very bad shape, so it can't be put on sale. After seeing Shuna, Foss quickly identified her as close to Rimuru and read the gentle aura around her. Upon hearing Shuna's words, Nemu was very happy and asked to give them to her, but Shuna rejected it. If she wants the material, she has to pay for it. Then Nemu pointed to Foss to pay for the material. Shuna rejected the idea as well, and this kind of method is not allowed here. If she wants the material, she has to pay or work, but Nano doesn't want to work either. Then Shuna, with a scary smile, asked Nemu if she wanted to work on the material or give it back. Then she reluctantly accepted the job. Foss was surprised at how Shuna was able to handle everything with a smile. Even if she smiles, behind the smile, there is a terrific aura around her. While thinking of that, Shuna asked Foss to watch over Nemu for her, since she can't always be around here. After a while, Nemu again lost all of her will to work and asked Foss why she was cleaning here. While talking, Nemu saw the Foss's tail and grabbed it. Foss didn't expect this and felt a bit uneasy about Nemu's action and release from Nano's grope. After some time, Shuna returned and asked them to remove the seed from the cotton. Foss was not good for this kind of repetitive work, and she saw Nemu for what she was doing. Surprisingly, Nemu was very good at this and was able to finish quickly. Then Haruna comes and picks up the cotton. Then Shuna asked Nemu to deliver something. She accepted with a bright smile. But Foss felt a bit uneasy about this and asked Nemu if she was trying to run away. She reluctantly answered. The Foss confirmed that she was trying to run away. Then I asked Nemu if she came back, she could fluff her tail to her heart's content. Then she was wondering, is that method working? Probably not. But to her surprise, Nemu's eyes were shining, and she quickly left with a message. She'll definitely come back for her tail. After a moment, she comes back and hugs Foss, everyone wondering what's going on here with the Nemu's action. After that, they did some chores around the textiles, like clearing cotton, managing threats, and drying the materials. Then they saw Shuna, who was shooing threats from material sources. After seeing the material, both of them were amazed by how beautiful that cloth was, and Nemu wanted to touch it. Upon seeing them, Shuna asked, "What are they doing here?" Without hesitation, Nemu replied that she was very tired, and Shuna thanked them for their work, and this work was enough for the material that Nemu damaged. But she warned that there would be no more changes next time, and Shuna invited Nemu to work with them. Both Nemu and Foss were surprised upon hearing that. She asked about how she could do this without any difficulties, unlike other races. But Nemu didn't want to work there. While they were having the conversation, someone called Shuna to ask if she was here. It's Rimuru. Looked like Rimuru discussed with Shuna before and wanted to check some other clothes. After seeing Rimuru, Foss was surprised, and it was her first time seeing Rimuru in his slime form. After seeing Rimuru in his slime form, Nemu wanted to make a bed with it, explained before she tried to sleep using slime as a bed. But they were all melting. If Rimuru was a self-aware slime, so maybe he won't melt if she sleeps on him. But Foss warned that this kind of thing is not allowed here. Then Nemu revealed that even the demon lord Frey let her sleep on her lap. Upon hearing that Foss was shocked about what she did, with the sudden new goal in her mind, Nemu accepted the job with the hope that if she worked here, she could get the chance to sleep on Rimuru. Then Nemu remembers that she got orders from her master Frey for a reconnaissance order. This Foss confirmed that Nemu comes here upon order from the demon lord Frey. In Heavenly Wing Country, Frey was wondering if Nemu forgot about her objective,